want about Alkaline and Publicist.
Yeah, because everybody was like, is it you he's talking?
I mean, like, me? Well, no name the callers. I didn't take any offense to it whatsoever.
You didn't take any offense.
I mean, but apparently, Alkaline's Publicist,
Mr. Shazer,
put out a statement essentially saying, yo, he's rubbishing the claims that Alkaline is inaccessible. All right, so read
Nationwide.
part of Nationwide, this reporters. Read some of the quote. Mr. Shazer claims Alkaline is inaccessible is simply unfounded. Instead, Mr. Shazer emphasizes that Alkaline is selective with interviews in sections of the media. A prominent figure in the entertainment media landscape appears to have drawn the ire of Alkaline's management team following a recent program. That's how I know it wasn't us, because we're not talking about Alkaline for about a couple months now.
2 weeks. Remember when they do the BT or something? It's about like the top of the week or something.
2 weeks ago we talked about
or
that.
3.
About a month ago, so that gone. Okay. You see me? In mentioning the program, Mr. Shazer says a prominent Jamaican entertainment opinionist made yet another attempt to push the misleading narrative that recording artist Alkaline is inaccessible. Mr. Shazer says some figures in Jamaica's entertainment media landscape have engaged in a reckless campaign to pit artists against each other. This, the publicist says, is geared towards social media hype and clickbait that fuels their ratings. You know, so the artists them do them thing later, right? Alright, cool. These opinionists who run subpar platforms and receive unwarranted acclaim for their popular programs do not embody the principles of trustworthy journalism.
In that part, I was like, it's all
this just fit with our tea, though. Like, we are the fake journalists about it. Oh, God. Wow. They abandon ethical standards. Yeah, we do that more time. In favor of sensationalism, delivering heavily biased content filled with distorted interpretations rather than objective analysis. Well, I'm more than one person that actually.
Yeah,
maybe we fit another category.
You can read the entire
Says the statement
article
issued by Mr. Shazer.
You can read the entire article on Nationwide.
Yeah, pretty much that was the
scathing report.
Yeah, but apparently Anthony Miller attack because he did say
he was talking to a Canadian promoter
about how Cartel could have filled up Canadian Stadium.
Rogers Stadium.
There we go. I'm saying like Alkaline was like a passing remark.
Yeah.
Say Alkaline appears to be
because he was saying like the Crown Prince.
Yes.
So he mentioned this Alkaline who could do that same, or like could do that number.
As in been a pull numbers.
Cartel, right? Yeah. So he was saying that, but Anthony Miller, Mr. Miller, he said. But, he just mentioned that, but, can he, because he's so inaccessible to the media and him only come out when he feel like, so he's like this shadowy mystical figure, so does he have that fan engagement? That's, him did that time.
In the day when they were talking about Bob Marley, there was the Crown Prince, people thought that was Dennis Brown, who's the Crown Prince of dancehall.
I'd say Alkaline. Every single Alkaline show we've done, which is about 6 of them, we've sold out every single one by bringing that gentleman on stage, and he, no matter what, he doesn't have to sing a song, he sells.
Cartel talks to everybody, reaches out, is friendly to everybody, is accessible. Alkaline is inaccessible.
That is true too, and maybe that's a part of his, je ne sais quoi, the fact that you can't just reach out to me. But yes, I would say that would be my crown prince of dancehall right now, and I would say Cartel is the king.
But I think it goes a bit too far, Mr. Shazer, to calling him an opinionist. Anthony Miller is a friggin' journalist. He's a grade A certified entertainment journalist, and to kind of like to neg him in that sense as like a opinionist, and like to like the pejorative of opinionist is a bit uncalled for and a bit unfounded. But to me, it kind of goes to show that it's true. Like, your artist is inaccessible, you know, like if he wasn't inaccessible, like you wouldn't come out with such scathing remarks and retorts and the subpar, like it wouldn't.
The funny thing about this is this never come from Alkaline. Well, I have several questions, but the statements come from the publicists
who represent
as
Alkaline.
opposed to Alkaline,
who represents
true,
Alkaline.
but still could still speak to his inaccessibility.
Exactly. There you go. The irony of it. Because that's why I said the publicist represents Alkaline and the team. So, you know, it's just to say you kind of give in. No, because you kind of give in and you make it. If it wasn't true, like you wouldn't hit dog holler, like you wouldn't be come out so swinging. And it's true, like him do like him really pop out now when Carter come out. If we have be really frank, like he was hidden for like 10 years and he did no interview, and especially in the peak and the zenith of his career in 2016, like he was basically inaccessible. And him do the Beyonce thing where him kind of drop back and him drop things and whatever. Him think him get to that part of him career where he doesn't need to interact with the media, and him interact directly with his fans, fair and fine. You know, if you're not a fan, if you're not a part of the Vendetta team, you wouldn't know. But again, I think you limit your audience and it's niche and it's very insular, you know, hermetical in a sense, where you kind of just close it off to the Vendetta fans. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. If he wasn't inaccessible, I don't think Mr. Scherzer, aka Alkaline team et al, would have come out swinging so strongly. But that's just
which leads me to what I have to say about this, because there's several questions I have. One, why that comment bother him so much?
Yeah, the inaccessible, right?
The inaccessible, because
it's true.
It's true. Plus, that's part of
his
the
charm.
reason of his charm. And part of the reason why Detta fans seem to like him. Say him keep to himself for the most part, and him now really out there. I do this and I do that, and you know, him keep a certain mystique about him. I kind of alluded to this earlier. Say, who is this coming from? Was this coming directly from Alkaline or from the PR? Maybe it's that him see this and then did feel a way about it, and then him decide to put out this statement.
Who the publicist?
The publicist, Mr. Scherzer. There's things and evidence to point towards him being inaccessible. When media has been done for his shows, who is he doing the interviews? His sister, not him. If he wasn't inaccessible, him would have done the interview.
True.
No, I have been vocal about being understanding as to why I'm not doing interviews. Then they drop some interviews with on stage where Sir Winfred Williams was asking about a bag of other people and all these things, and like people point towards that and say, I'm going for interviews like them are asking about other man and not asking about him. Them also brought up our interview, which I've long felt that is partly responsible. I don't do interviews anymore. But yeah, the long and short of it is that he has proven himself to be inaccessible over the years. And the case where I make when I say him selective with interviews.
It would be true if he was selective.
And that's the thing, like, is it that all right, only the BETs or say like a breakfast club, if them for call him, he would do that? What would that say about his attitude towards local media? So as just local media and local fans, or just local media have a problem with? Is it that when the big media company, them all them thing they call, that's when you would, oh yes, I want to go this and now, because
which they won't.
Hold on, I never cut it. Which you make me go say which, I never that me not go say. But when you're pre-it, say he was to do an interview, we'd say, all right, we just make the comparison. We'd say like us. Not saying say and we just say because people are going to use it and say, oh, who does vex and you don't get an interview. Like, we have that out of. We had our interview with Alkaline. It is what it is.
Example.
I'm just saying though, if he was just pre-ponder level, if he really wanted to make an impact with an interview, Yes, sir. Entertainment report. The proof is Winfred Williams said the proof is in the pudding. Pre what our interview did with Vibes Cartel. Pre what the interview I'm doing with Breakfast Club. I'm just saying, it's just certain things where it's
Your
local, where and your own
you.
people know you, and it just hit different to the masses. It hit different.
To your core fan base.
To your core fan base. So if it's that at the pre, say, oh, only when them are gonna call, when you really think about like the impact.
Get it?
Get it? That an interview would do, and the being selective, if you will, it does make me question that. You know? So my thing is that if you're inaccessible, you're inaccessible. When people call you out feet and say, I just so. Don't use that foo-foo BET. And yes, me still gonna call it foo-foo, cause it foo-foo. How much weeks now we are waiting for the full thing? We still look for the full interview. Wait there. Because I can't that you not call interview.
I think he did a different media a print interview actually.
He been do like them type of one.
Or something like he did one. Yeah.
But we are talking about the interview them people can see.
We see you, we hear you.
We hear him. We not just read quotes and all them things there. I mean, so.
Yeah, Deeds magazine, right? Yeah, I'm presuming. Yeah. So he share that. Yeah.
So like, inaccessible, live in your mystique because own it, and don't put it on say, oh, the media and fans up it like him do them thing there. The artists them do them thing there.
Yeah.
I know we are put it in little sub them in our songs and all them thing in their music video. We don't do that. We see it and then the people react off of the stimuli. That's how it go. I mean, when them do them thing that it's the fans and pitting artists and no bother with that.
That's it. They just think everybody is.
The artists then show them what all and then call them fall and that's the saying.
Yeah, show them can and can't fall.
Them do them thing all the time.
Yeah. That's weird because I still look through the article and there's a part where it say he explained that Alkaline's decision to limit media appearances is a calculated move to preserve the entertainer's independence and control over his image, which must still try for understand. Like, what do you mean by that? His control his independence and his image. I don't really get that.
So him doing an interview means
so you limit media appearances to control that. Like, what about the image that you want to preserve? I don't get that.
It's usually the narrative because that is it. When them not do interviews, like them put out statements, and that is what that's what I go with. So nobody can challenge. If I don't do an interview to be challenged on the statement that I put out, that is it. So the independence and image. Yeah.
Because it's like I guess
Javi,
you're right.
Finish, but
you're right. But just to expound upon that, because when them forward to a certain path, say like here, they are afraid that they won't be able to control the narrative.
Because you can't tell what for us.
You can't do what for us.
Yeah. And then say he also pointed out that Alkaline frequently connects with his Vendetta fan base through
Instagram,
social media, which I don't really see.
Does he?
I don't really get that, but I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a Vendetta fan, but I just think he avoids the media completely.
Which is
like
fine.
Him not follow nobody, him just not seem like that type of person. So when them up in arms about this, like, we of course he's always ready for interviews. He say consistently made himself available for interviews
overseas.
And then even with that, so when you bring up Breakfast Club,
I'm not doing a Breakfast Club.
I've never seen
he's never done
on
one.
Breakfast Club. So
it's the
like
BET UK one. Yeah.
It's the only one.
And say, is it that he would make himself accessible for them there if him get the call? Because I don't think he has got the call.
Exactly. But
I could be wrong.
Not the call, but like if he consistently makes himself available, then why not? If you're available to do the interviews, why haven't we seen?
Because him couldn't control the narrative.
No, because Charlemagne is like
exactly. I have to beat us. I'm probably do a little one research and ask him about Brata, all them things.
What's Brata?
And they would ask those questions.
Exactly.
Because it's a new audience, you know.
And then it doesn't make sense to pretend that you are something that you're not. If you're just, you want to be in a room by yourself and then you just do the music thing when you feel like and whatever, and just they like that. The niche that you have, they like that. They appreciate
like
that. Just don't pretend to be.
But you know
what
what's
you're
so
not.
funny? It reminds me of
Oh, but I gotta add to that. New Rules Festival I come up to in July.
here in Jamaica.
Our press runs for going now. The media launch gone what day was he here? I don't know.
If he was here, that's the pictures. You'd hear news about
You'd hear about it, but I haven't seen that. And then with the festival coming up, me that thing say, oh, you know,
Press run,
we
I'm
have
gonna
this coming up
Insist
now.
his sister, go do the press run.
You know what I think? I think that Alkaline is just, this is just my observation. I mean, just being a little coach, psychoanalyst at this point. Of course, it's not grounded in any sort of empirical fact, but it's just my opinion. It's just
Opinionist.
is he's like very shy, you know, and most of these artists too,
I
they're
don't think so.
very like them very meaning shy meaning you don't want to say very introverted. He's not a people person. He does not seem like a people person. He does not have the charisma like you don't want to compare him to
I'm
another
pushing
person.
back on this, sorry. Hold
But
on.
I
I'm
don't-
pushing back.
Wait,
Hold on.
Can I finish
No,
the point?
but more on push back on the point there.
Can I finish
So
the
so
point?
the earlier Alkaline that we saw, would you say that he was shy? Would you say that he was injured? Is it that he was putting on a front to appear to be so? That's
because
what that's what you think?
him a young artist, him want to get him name out there. It was, and if you watch it back, he seemed very uncomfortable because even so, he must fidgeting at the chair because watching the clip.
It seem uncomfortable.
Yeah, the
on
clip.
stage, wasn't it?
Him fidgeting at the chair, him no want to do it, and then even for us, when up to the 9th hour when he's supposed to do it, all of a sudden him have a video shoot and him will do it by phone. It speaks to a level of just there maybe is a discomfort there in doing it, and maybe just speaks to his personality as just being uncomfortable dealing with people,
Social anxiety.
Yeah, maybe social anxiety, like him just probably, him not really comfortable. And then,
They talk to
and again, it
them
build up with the mystique of him wanting to be this, I'm not inspired by anyone, And then when you're constantly being drilled and like you're having to keep up this thing of like, no, I'm not inspired by anyone, like you keep this up. It breaks sometimes. You gotta break character sometimes. Even the best wrestler, performer, and break character sometimes, and it's just it just probably don't want to do it. Like, and I was saying, you kind of bring it back now, where his UK performance and the one fan, she went viral when she said it literally could have been like a track recording of his song. Like a Spotify version, like him just come and just sing it live and then just go. There was no she said that there was no interaction.
Yeah.
There was no sort of like community, like him not interact with the fan, him not talk about the song, like it was just like oosh,
track by track.
So again, that speaks to his level of introvertedness. Shy, maybe shy isn't the word, but maybe there's a level of social anxiety there, and that's why him just make him sister do it, and him just build him already do the groundwork of like getting people to know who I am, getting people to talk about me, blah 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 blah. Him build up him fan base, him get him sister to do the work and the publicist to do the work, and him just do the show. So him book for the show and him come out and do the show.
That works for him. But me just think that over time that would have changed with him, because you get older, you're more mature.
Yeah. But it's a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it.
I was just wondering.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
And
So if you're not doing interview,
And the
would show
BT
that.
thing spot that to like, I said, Alkaline is now ready for interviews again, like him change a bit. But then just that one clip, and we don't see the full interview to this day. I want to see no other interviews. Like, okay, maybe
and it's mostly print.
it not changed. Then.
So you're not seeing the emotion. You don't see the emotions in print. You can just probably, like, you kind of just put context. You contextualize.
That's
his
easy for the
words.
print. Easy, of course. Him would have choose to do that.
And he doesn't have. And again, them send him the questions, and him just get him sister for send him the question, and get him sister for write the answer and send it off.
RMPR.
Simple. Yeah.
It's crazy though. It's crazy. Living a truth, bro. Living your truth.
You opinionists.
Yeah, we're opinionists. We are opinionists. Yeah.
But I just thought Mr. Shazer, like, just for him to come out so swinging towards it, because it was just like it was like a
half-hand comment.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say a half-hand, like him, because I think he put thought into it, but he's just saying, like, seriously, as somebody who is inaccessible to the media and isn't necessarily engaging with his fans like that, like, can he really bring out 50,000 people? You know, and the promoter was like, yeah, man, he can. And, you know, so it's just like, okay, that's a fair question. Like, based on what I am seeing, based on how he's obviously he's inaccessible. One, and two, like, again, based on his social media, like, it's not like him going on TikTok and we're seeing on TikTok and I do live and do them things that, like, you know, he's not doing things like where people can see him and see his personality and them things there.
Yeah, he's forever a mystery.
Oosh. And the people them like it. The
Oosh,
fan they like it.
Yeah.
The caca they like it.
Yeah.
It works for them.
It works for them. It works for him. So this is just confusing to me personally. Well, yeah. Thoughts and prayers.
What?
It's not one of those.
I know one of them there.
It's not one of those.
I think prayer works for everything.
The man is fine.
He's cool. He's gone.
Will he be at new rules?
We got invited to the launch. Why we never go?
We were recording.
Busy.
Oh, we're recording. Okay.
Why things always happen on a day when days and recording?
I'd have loved to have seen the Data fans in person.
They would definitely love to see you too.
I think so too. But them always see me out and about and say shit to me all them things.
Whoosh.
You see me one particular bedroom play bars and Nara. You know stop talk about the artist. And what me say though? But I said the BT interview I never shit. The man say true. But alright. I say me never know what I'm doing for now. If you don't want to do the interview, you don't do it. But we go do that and then that the man says that.
So them fear.
Yes,
them fear.
Them fear. Alright, them just not like when the truth talk. I talk it a certain way. It just hurts. But when I talk to them and I reason with them, them have sense.
Men are so emotional.
That's why me and them are afraid.
Men are so emotional.
They are over who? Next man.
When I don't want to
it's just emotions taking me over.
God.